Okay, hello friends. Thank you for tuning in to Piano Lessons with Joel. Today, this is a supplemental video. We're going to go over, we'll review our hand staff. We will go ahead and check all the notes on page 15 in our book, so you need to have your book out and ready to go. We'll check all those notes for you, and then we'll go ahead and play through each one of those exercises that we name the notes for on page 15. So if you don't have it out already, go ahead and get page 15 up in your all-in-one book. And we'll go ahead and check these notes starting right here on the board. Before we do that, let's go ahead and review our hand staff. So we again use our hand staff so that we can help ourselves remember all of the lines. And of course, we always start at the bottom with line number 1. And then we also do the spaces. We also start at the bottom with the spaces. Okay, so let me do it first if you don't quite remember, and then we'll do it together. Okay, so starting at the bottom, we remember every good boy does fine. And again, we're using our right hand because the right hand is the hand that's playing in the treble clef using the notes that we're naming. Okay, so just kind of keep everything on the right side for now. Beginning at the bottom, every good boy does fine. All right, and then in our spaces here, we have F, A, C, E, face in the space. All right, good. And if we apply all that up here, I'm going to just pull out this little spot in my staff here. We're in the treble clef. Treble clef. Every good boy does fine. And in our spaces, F, A, C, E, face in the space. And if you haven't watched the primer series, go ahead back to video number 3, and that will help you with the lines and spaces. Moving on up here. So it turns out that our very first note is below the staff, is what we call that, below the staff. So this is number 1. I'm sorry, this is number 5 on page 15. I already have these notes up here. So this note is what we call below the staff. We have a ledger line that goes through there. A ledger line is a line that we put in when we need it because we've run out of our 5 lines here, and now we're below the staff. And this happens to be our middle C. So this note is already labeled for you, so we should have that right. So underneath your first one in number 5, you have a box, right? And make sure you have C there. Okay, each one of these notes in your book has a box under it, so make sure you're on the correct note with me. All right, so your first 3 notes are done. This is C, E, and G. All right, and then we move on. This note here is the same as that one, and if we think every good boy does fine, that is an E. Okay, this one we've seen before. C. Every good boy, we have an E there. Every good, we have a G. E, G, E, C. Okay, I'll step aside. If you need to pause the video here just to double check your work, you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and clear the board, and we'll go ahead and put up number 6, and then we'll go ahead and name all those notes. All right, here we have number 6. This is 6 now. Okay, and our first space note, which is below the staff, again, E is here, so the letter in the alphabet that comes just before E is D. Okay, and that one's already done for you. First 2 are done for you, right? This one's your F. And again, we're thinking F, A, C, E, face in the space. And then we just kind of go through here, and all these notes are either a D or an F, right? So we have D, F, repeated note here, so this is an F as well. This is a D, D, F, D, F, D. Okay, again, if you want to pause the video and go ahead and check your work. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put up the next one. So here's number 7. Our first one is, it's actually not done for you, is it? All right, our first one is C. And then we move up to every good boy, E. Just before E in the alphabet, we have D. Then we have F, E, G, E, F, D, E, C. Okay, how are you making out with these? All right, go ahead and pause the video, check your work. We're still on number 7. This is the second line of number 7. And every good, we have G. And then we have E, F, below the staff. First one is D, E, back down to C. Then we have E again, D, F, E, and G. Okay, again, go ahead and pause the video, check your work. For number 8 here, they're showing you examples of repeated notes. So when you have 2 notes in a row that look exactly the same, then they are exactly the same. So we have a C here and a C there, up to D, up to E, then F, and then G. Okay, go ahead and pause the video. You can take a screenshot, but go ahead and check your work, and then we'll move on. The next part of the direction here is that they would like for you to play these exercises, which is exactly what we'll do. I'll change my screen so that you can see my hands moving. I need for you to follow along on page 15. We'll start at number 5 once again, and let's go to here. Okay, and I'm finding again my middle C is where we started from, my group of 2, and then my middle C is here. And let's take it at about this tempo. Okay, I have my C position here, and we're skipping around on these notes. So I'll take it very slowly and do the best you can. Maybe this time you listen, and then the second time you play with me. All right, so here's number 5, starting with C, and go. C, G, E, C, E, G, E, G, E, C. All right, let's do it again and try it with me. Ready and go. C, E, C, E, G, E, G, E, C. How are you making out? Might I suggest, when you listen the first time, use your finger to follow along with the music. Okay, so just point to the music and follow along on the music as I play. You can always go back in the video and practice these again. All right, for now we're going on. Let's go on to number 6. Okay, number 6, I'm starting with my second finger on D, and then I'll be using my 4th finger. Oh, that ever difficult to move 4th finger. So I'm going to be just basically going back from D to the F up here with the 4th finger. All right, again, you can follow along with your finger and listen as I play for you. Here we go. Nice slow tempo, and go. D, F, D, Okay, did you get to the end with me? Let's do it again. All right, keep up. If you need to just listen, that's fine. And then go back and do a little practicing, okay? So we're on number 6 right now, starting with 2nd finger on D. Ready? Here we go. D, F, F, that might be a little fast for you. That's okay. You can slow down the video some if you want. All right, let's go on to number 7. Let's go on to number 7. So this one, we're going to be going from low C. We're going to play lines and space notes, and we're going to kind of go back and forth, getting ourselves all the way up to high G. Okay, so this is the first line in number 7. Starting on middle C with your thumb. Ready, go. C, D, F, E, G, E, F, D. Okay, shall we do it again? Again, point if you need to. Ready, here we go. Okay, let's move on to the second line of number 7. And this one begins with your 5th finger on G. Okay, so now we're going to essentially make our way down and then back up to G to the 5th finger. All right, I play, you can just follow the music if you like. Here we go, starting with 5th finger on G. My G is up here. And F, D, E, C, E, D, F, E, G. All right, let's do it together. Ready, go. G, E, How are you making out? Let's go on to number 8, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up this supplemental lesson. Okay, so number 8, again, we mentioned on the board that when you see 2 notes that look exactly the same, meaning on the same pitch or on the same line or same space, then they are indeed the same pitch or the same note. So in this one here, we're repeating each one of the notes as we go up. Okay, so let's start with your thumb on C. Ready, here we go. C, C, D, E, F, G, G. Okay, let's do it again. Ready, go. C, How did you make it? All right, and then the last thing they want you to do here, and you can do this on your own, I'll let you take care of this, is above each note on this page, write the finger number used to play it in right hand C position. Okay, so if you go back to number 5, the E, over the E you're going to write a 3 because that will be your 3rd finger. Over the G, go ahead and write 5 because that'll be your 5th finger over the G. Okay, so I'm going to let you take care of that. That's going to be on your own so that we can wrap up here. All right, so again, below, let me know how you are doing. Are things going a little bit too fast? Are we going hopefully at about an even keel tempo here for you, or pace? Let me know if you have any questions. In our next lesson, we'll of course do our review of C position, lines and spaces in the right hand or treble clef, and of course we'll do another play along of the Ode to Joy. Okay, until I see you in our next lesson, thank you for tuning in. Go ahead and check all your work on page 15, and I'll see you in our next lesson where we move on to the left hand. Take care.